Black Clover has entered its final saga, meaning that this saga will contain at least several arcs. The first arc that had already finished being the Land of the Sun arc, featuring Asta's training and Lucy's plan set into motion, and like every Black Clover arc, we transition into another arc as soon as the current arc ends, and that arc has begun, and so what some call it is the Judgment Day arc. During this arc, or rather final saga, a lot of subplots need to be wrapped up, inclusive of character arcs too. One character I'd like to focus on in this video is Mars and his long-awaited return in the story. Alright, so here's a little synopsis of who Mars was and who he is now. So, after the human experimentational trial hosted by Morris, Mars becomes a very stoic and single-minded person who would do anything to fulfill his goal. Furthermore, he was very arrogant and sees his opponents as nothing more than a pebble in his way, which results in a habit of him to underestimate his enemies. Additionally, he's very sharp and he is able to quickly analyze his opponent's battle prowess and adjust his own fighting style to overcome it. But after his fight with Asta in the dungeon exploration arc, Mars is freed from the brainwashing and regains his true memories. He returns to being a very kind and quiet person with better morals and was brought back to the Diamond Kingdom by an ally. In the Witch's Forest arc, we are reintroduced to Mars, and during this arc, there was a struggle between the Diamond Kingdom, the Third Eye, and the Witch's Forest. And during this struggle, we learned about Mars and his backstory, coupled with one of the Third Eye members being Fauna, and how Fauna was a member of this the experimentational trial, a person that he had to fight in the last round of the trial and to kill someone who he loved dearly, and so it really messed up his mental state and made him into the person who he is now. And he was reunited with this person, and we saw a little nice character movement from him and Asta and that person. And during that struggle, we also, in the end of the struggle, Mars and Asta became rivals. They promised each other that they'll have each other backs, and he promised Fauna, the one that he was reunited with, that he will make the Diamond Kingdom a better place so that they can live peacefully and, live the life that they want to live together and what they never had before. So Mars promises to change the country for the better, and Fauna embraces him and promises that she will wait to see the world together with him. He and Asta then promise to come to each other's aid if they need her help. And by the looks of it, Asta never needed his help from there on out, making Mars absent from the story for like 250 chapters, 255 chapters to be exact, with only a brief mention of him in the Spade Raid arc. Because after returning to the Diamond Kingdom, Mars succeeds in forcing Morris out of the country. As of now, we don't know how he did it and what he is currently doing, especially ever since Xenon attacked and killed several of their mages. And for the rest of the video, I like to just focus on how I think he will be reintroduced in the story and what he will be set up to accomplish. Now, if you pay attention to Tabata's way of writing and have been paying attention to certain tropes, you would realize that in many arcs, Tabata has made many moments in reference to others, making them parallel in a way. Take for example, the moment when Yuno stopped an aerial attack using a spell that covered the Clover capital, directly making reference to the moment when Julius fought Patry, a person who had two souls similar to Lucius. This and many other instances like Asta protecting Ichika similar to Yunami, Lucius' attack on Clover making a reference to Patry's attack, Asta rescuing Yami similar to how Yami rescuing him during the court trial, the panel of Asta performing an attack similar to that Yami's dimension slash, and many more. And so now I mention these because I personally feel as though the current arc will somewhat shadow or make parallels to the previous arcs, specifically that being the Spade arc. Look at it this way. Nock prepares the captains for opening the cliff out in the beginning of the Spade arc, which is the end of the world. Now in the new arc, Lucius prepares his army for Judgment Day, the start of the new world. The paladins pull up on the captains similar to when the captains pull up on the triad. Paladin Morris is basically like a Dante of the new arc. Aesir is like a Vonica replacement. Morgan is somewhat of a Xenon replacement. And instead of devils, now we are facing angels that invade the Clover Kingdom. So now remember when Asta finishes his training with Liebe and how he came in clutch to save both the Clover Kingdom and the Spade Kingdom from the ancient demon and Lilith and Nama. Telling by how the Judgment Day arc is heading, Asta might as well come to rescue Yuno or the Clover Kingdom as a whole. And in doing so, we might get a little moment where Mars, and potentially even Ladros, come to take part in the war, very similar to when Magna and Zora returning was teased in the fight, with Asta stopping Lilith and Nama from destroying the Spade Kingdom, thus leading to the long-awaited rematch between Mars and Morris. I say rematch because it was stated that Mars forced Morris out of Diamond, and there had to be some sort of battle. So yes, the return of Mars needs to include Morris, and that is my take on how Mars will return into the story, complemented by Tabala's writing style. If you like anything I had to say in this video and a little fun theory that I came up with, please share your thoughts on it and how you guys feel about the Black Clover chapters and where it might be heading. Subscribe if you like anime and manga content. See you guys in another one. Peace.